Do you want to become an expert into writing Python expression? Well, then this video is for you because I will going to explain about how you can write these smart Lambda expressions, which is a smart expressions within the Python. And these expressions helps you write an efficient code within the Python for achieving those tasks which you use it or which you will achieve it in 4 or 5 different lines of code. So Python expression, especially the Lambda expression, are a special way how you write it. It's such a cool way of writing the expression in Python that when you use it, it sometimes surprises the other developers who don't know about it. So if you want to take your skills to a next level, then you should go ahead and watch this video where I have covered almost around 10 or 11 different topics. Like first of all, an introduction of Lambda expressions, then how you can sort the data with the help of the Lambda expression, filter the data, and then reduce the data, aggregate the data, and then finally how you can use the list, dictionary, and some of the anonymous functions which are helpful in achieving the significant output in the Python from the data analysis that you are doing. So to take your data analysis skills, I highly recommend that you watch this video step by step and become an expert into writing Python Lambda expressions. So let's go ahead and start writing the Lambda expressions. Hi there, welcome to the next video. And in this video, I will show you, or at least I'll start the series on the Lambda function. So Lambda functions are a special case or a special function which you can write in just one line. In my previous videos, you have seen that we have used the def keyword to define a function, and then in the body of the function we added the logic. But here you will see how you can write the function very quickly with the help of the Lambda keyword. Alright, to start with, I'm starting very basics, and what I am doing is I am simply showing you the function which will multiply two values. So multiply is equals to, say, lambda, to basically infer that you want to create a function which is lambda and specify its necessary required argument. So we need to pass on two values to multiply, so x comma y, right? And then after the colon we need to specify what operation we want to do. So that is basically x multiplied with y. And if you see, it's very similar to your function. It's just that it is written in one line. So instead of def, we are using lambda, and then to pass the parameter within parentheses, there is no parenthesis, but we are passing to parameter x comma y, and then in this we are passing the colon like we used to do in the function. But after the colon, we are specifying the operation in the body of the function like we used to do it previously. Alright, so if I execute that, there is no issue, and if I say multiply 2 comma 3, it will give me the output. Similarly, whatever number I want to specify, it will give me the output for that number, right? Another example I will show you is the power maybe, and lambda, and again x comma y, we will raise it to that power based on that value and the power that we are specifying, and x cap or star y. And now if I say power 2 comma 3, so that should give me the 8, right? So this is how you can specify very easily Lambda functions on your straightforward, or not so straightforward. In later stages we will see the complex argument also, but for now we can create these simple functions to harness the power of Lambda function that creates this in one line. Initially it takes time to really understand that what is going on, but once you get used to of it, you will find it much more easy than the normal function, because that's easy to create when you are doing the coding, and helps you get the not the quicker but efficient output in terms of in just one line you are writing the code, which is becoming an integral part of the code and not like a separate one which is a function. So that's very quickly I wanted to give you an intro about it. Even you can, if you have a need, you can even do the string concatenation. Even you can apply the complex calculations, functions and other things. We will see that in next couple of videos about how we can really do that. So that's pretty much all for the lambda function, and I'll meet you in the new video related to what next is there with the lambda function. Hi there, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you the map and the lambda function. So map is basically a function which takes a sequence of values, applies it on all the elements, and then give you the output. Alright, so what we want to do is with the help of the map function, so here we have some function, some numbers, I'll just go and execute that, and what we will do is we will apply an operation with the help of the map function on each of the element and give you each of the element back. That means the list output with the specified operation. So very simple, what we want to do is simply wants to create the double of these number. That means when there is 2, then 2 plus 2, when there is 4, 4 plus 4. So just add another same value to this. Alright, so for now we will for this we will create the object double. To store its value we will write the map function, and within the map we will say lambda x colon x plus x comma and pass the third argument, this argument which is some number. So what it is doing is it is looking at this some number, passing it to the x, and then the operation that we are doing is simply adding the same value to itself. Alright, let's go ahead and execute that. If I write double, you will see that it's an output of map at some memory location, but since map gives you back the list output, I will simply say list double and you will get the double 4, 8, 12 and 16. Alright, after that let's see the something related to string. So what I'll do is I will say string and I will say my Python, right? And what we want to do is let's say we want to just capitalize this with the help of, and then with the help of map and lambda, and return then each of the value, right? So we'll say cap, we'll create one object which is cap, specify map, specify lambda x colon, and then what we want to do with this. So str dot capitalize, or I would say capitalize will make the first letter as capitalized. So what we'll do is we'll use upper to convert all the values into the upper and specify x, and after that strings. Alright, should be good. If I try to enter that, again it's a map object, so what we need to do is use list, right? And now I have my Python. So basically I wanted to show you both numerical as well as the string operation that you can do. The only difference is from the previous video to this video is that now with the help of the list we are performing the operation on the entire list and then returning it back in a list format, whether it's a number or it's a string. So that's about it, how you can use the map and lambda function together to process your lists, and we will see in future video about how we can even process the other type of objects like the dictionaries and all. Hi there, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can sort the values with the help of the lambda function. So first of all we will see the two different functions, which is sort and sorted. Alright, so what I have is the attendance as a list. So if I go and execute it again, and the first one is I want to show you is sorted. So sorted, if I show you the parameters, it takes the iterable, which is basically a list in this case, and then any key, and then reverse is equals to false. Now what it does is it returns a new list containing all the items, and that's the basic difference between sort and sorted. Sorted return a new list which you can assign to an object, whereas sort basically modifies the existing list. So in this case I will show you that when I apply the sorted function, it does not affect the original list, but when we apply the sort, then it affects the list or the iterable. So what I'll do is, first of all, simply give attendance, and what it returns is the new list. If I show you over here is attendance, you will see that our original list is unaffected. Now if I want, I can basically assign all of these values to a new list object. Alright, so I'll just close that. After that, you can specify its parameters, like reverse is equals to false, which is a default, whereas you can make it true also to make it a reverse list, right? And if you have observed, it has the key argument as well, which I will show you that how it is helpful in applying the lambda function or other functions as per your needs. Alright, so before that, what I'll do is I will show you that it has not impacted our original list. Now what I will do is, with this list I will use the sort, and if I show you its parameters, again it has key, none, and reverse is equals to false, very similar to our sorted function. But if I go ahead and execute that, and now if I show you the attendance, it is now changed. So that's the basic difference between sort and sorted, as I had mentioned at the start, that sorted does not impact or modify our list, but you can assign the output into a new list object, whereas this sort will going to impact or modify our list, as you can see in this case how it has done it over here. Now if I want, I can specify reverse is equals to true to get a new modified list, and now my new modified list is like this. Okay, so after that, what I'll do is I will show you the lambda function, right? So let's say I want to use the same attendance dot sort, and key is basically the argument, as I had mentioned that key basically takes the function, which can be a lambda function as well. So what I'll do is I will say lambda x colon. So what x is referring here is the values which is present in the list object. And let's say my requirement is that I want to apply some sort of multiplication operation on this each of the element of the list. So maybe something like x multiply with 1.5, and then I want to get an output. Now this is a very simple, but it can be as complex as you want, as you must have seen in my previous video about applying the lambda functions. But just to give you an idea, you can specify the operation like this, even a complex operation, to basically get the desired output. Now with the help of this, each of this operation will be resulted into the x, and that based on the value of the x, the list will be sorted, but not by the actual values, and that's a benefit you get. So if I go in and execute it and show you the new list, it is now changed to an ascending order list based on the operation that we applied. And this operation you can consider it is like 1.5 is a standard deviation that you want to apply on each of the list, or any other thing, based on your needs. So this is how very easily you can either have a simple list or a complex list like this to basically sort it. After that, what I have for you is a list of tuples, just to make this scenario a little bit more complex. So here so far we have been looking at the attendance of just one class. Let's say I have the attendance of every class 9 over here. It's basically a list of tuples. If you see, it's 9A, class 9A, and average attendance, let's say for this week, is 35, 9B, 37, 9C, 9D, and 9E. That's an example, let's say, I have from a school. And if I go in and execute that, and let's say what I want is class underscore att dot sort, or maybe this time let's say I use sorted, class underscore att comma key equals to lambda, and then again x is indicating all the elements over here, x colon x1. So what we are saying over here is that look at the element at first position. So this is 0, this is 1. So it will go in each and every tuple, look at the element of each element, and then give you the sorted output. So let's go ahead and execute that. So now you can see 9C30 is coming first because that's the smallest one, which is on the third position in our original list. After that 9D32, which is this, 9E34, which is this, then 9A35, this, 9B37. So you can see how easily you can use the lambda function for subscripting your tuple or your list or your dictionary and get the desired output with the help of the sorted function. Hi there, welcome to the next video. And in this video I will show you how you can filter the data within Python using the lambda function. So I have an example over here of an attendance, let's say of a class, and over here I have 7 elements within a list, and I want to filter the data to identify the above average attendance with the help of the filter and lambda functions. Alright, so what I'll do is I will create a new object to store the output of the filter operation. So above average ATT to attendance, indicate that I will first use this filter, and I want to filter with the help of the lambda function. So lambda x colon x is greater than or equals to 35 comma the list of object attendance. Alright, so what it is doing over here is that within the filter operation, it is reading the attendance list, which is over here, and then within the lambda function, it is saying that return only those values, right, which is in the attendance function, return only those values which are greater than or equals to 35. Alright, so let me go ahead and execute this. And let me go ahead and execute this. So no issues. Let's go ahead and see the output. ABV, AVG, ATT. So by default, it will not show you the output because what it gives you back is the filter object. But you can easily change this to get it into a readable format using the list function, because in there it is basically a list. So now you have the average attendance, which is above average, and our condition criteria was greater than and equals to 35. So here we get 36, 39, 35 and 37, and rest of the other elements like 30, 32, 33 have been reduced. So that's how you can very easily use the filter along with the lambda function to specify a simple expression like this, or it can be as complex as per your imagination, but it's just that it must meet the criteria that whatever operations you apply is basically getting applied on this each of the element of the list. Otherwise it may give an error. Alright, but this is a good start with which you can get an understanding if you have not got an experience about filtering data with the complex operations, or these kind of operations where you need to specify conditions. After that, what I'll do is I will give you one other example, and it is based on the length of the countries, which is greater than 3. Alright, so here I have the list of countries, and as you can say, India, US, UK, France, Germany and UAE. And we have countries like India, France and Germany, which has the length greater than 3. So let's say if this is the requirement, based on some textual data, we want to filter the data like that, then how we can do that? So what I will do is count underscore GE3, that means greater than 3, just to apply the or create the object. So filter, and within the filter, as usual, I'll apply the x colon len of x is greater than 3. So len is basically a length which will be applied to each of this element within the countries list. And here I specify the countries list. So let me first execute that to create this object. And now if I want count countries. So here is my output, and if you remember, I need to use the list function to get the output. Count greater than 3, and here is my list of countries which has the length greater than 3. So just wanted to show you two different examples about how you can use the filter and lambda both on the numerical as well as textual or the string data to get the desired output. But this is just to give you an example that this is how you can start applying it, and it can go to very advanced, like it just depends on your imagination about how much complex operation you're writing over here and over here, and getting the desired output from your filtering. And it's pretty easy with that within the one line you are getting the output. Otherwise you have to write a function or a complex code to basically do a similar sort of an operation to keep getting the values again and again. So that's pretty much about it, and I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome to the next video. And in this video I will give you an explanation about using the reduce function along with the lambda expression. And what it does is basically gives or returns a single value. So far in my previous videos you have seen the function like map, sort, filter that basically returns the multiple items based on the operation that you are applying. But what reduce does is it's basically apply the operation or the expression that you are specifying and returns just one value. So it is helpful in those scenarios. Let's say for example you want to get an aggregated output based on some sort of an operation that you want to apply on each of the element of your list or a dictionary or a tuple or things like that, and want to get just one single output. So how we can do that? Well, here I'll show you one very simple example. So first of all, what I will do is I will, from the which is functional tools, I will import reduce. Alright, and then what I'll do is I will create some numbers, which is, let's say 10, maybe 20, 22, 25, 29, 35, just some numbers to show you an example. And what my requirement is that I want to add up all of these numbers and give you the output. Very simple, so that you can get an idea about what the reduce is. Alright, so summed up is basically our object to store the values, and I will write reduce. Alright, and once I write the reduce, I need to specify the lambda operation, which is x comma y colon x plus y comma nums. So what it is doing is it is going over each of the element and taking one value in x and another value in y, and then finally adding up the value. So 10 plus 20 plus 22 plus 25 plus 29 plus 35. Alright, let me execute that. So great, no issues. And what I'll do is I will just simply show you the output. So 10, 20, 22, 25, 29 and 35, if you will do the addition, it will result in 141. So mainly what I wanted to show you is the functioning of how this particular piece is working, because initially it is a bit confusing when you try to use it, because trying to map where is x, where is y is sometimes confusing. But if you get a general idea about that, each of the element is we are adding it over by storing that in each of the x and y value, then it becomes little simple with the help of this simple example which I just showed you. Now in the next video, what I'll do is I will show you how you can apply some sort of an aggregation function on the values and get the desired output. Hi there, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can apply the aggregation function like sum, max, min and others on your lambda with the help on your reduce with the help of the lambda function. So what my basic idea is that I want to identify the, let's say, maximum value within the list. So that's just an example, but you can then even further expand your operation. By default, if I need this, I will simply use the max and pass on the nums, right? There is no need. But just to get an idea about how you can utilize the reduce and lambda to do that, because that will then open up a lot of new possibilities about the complex operation that you can specify within this function using the lambda to reduce or aggregate the value. Alright, so what I'll do is I will create the new object which is max value, and I will use the reduce and again the lambda and then the x comma y, right? Because I want to store each of these elements one by one into x and y, and then what I want is I want to use the max function to keep it evaluating within the x and y, right, by taking the nums, right? So if I go and execute this, well, no issues. And then if I want max underscore value, I will get 35 as the maximum value, right? Similarly, I have the liberty to use minimum value, and I will get my minimum value. So just to give you an idea about how each of these values within the nums are going into the x and y, and then minimum is what it is doing is it is keep checking in each value that which is the minimum value, and then finally give you the output, either it is minimum or maximum based on the function that you are specifying. So like this, you can specify any other function as per your needs and then get the output. Well, that is just here to give you an just a video to give you an idea about the aggregation function, about how you can apply it. In the next video, I will show you how you can apply the if else over here to make these things a little bit more complex and get the desired output, because in real life generally this is not how you will find the easiest expressions and all, but mostly you use if, else and other things to get the desired output. So I'll meet you in the next video with the if else over here. Hey guys, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you, as I mentioned in the previous video, that I will introduce the if else over here within the reduce and lambda. So the basic idea is that let's say I don't want to use any aggregation function or anything over here, but still I want to identify the maximum value with the help of if and else. Alright, so how I can do that? So over here we have a simple max underscore value is equals to reduce x comma y. So what we are saying that if x is greater than y, then x, but in this case the x will come here. So we need to start reading it in a little bit different way, that give me x, right, give me the value of x only if the x is greater than y, else give me y, right? So just to reiterate what we have done, we have taken the value of list over here in nums, which is over here, and then we are passing each of this value in x and y, and we are returning x if value of x is greater than y. That means each of these values are getting checked, and 10 is getting checked with 20, then 20 is getting checked with 22, 25, and then 10, 35, and so on and so forth. It's kind of an iteration which is going on, and returning x if x is the maximum value, otherwise we are returning y. Alright, so let's go ahead and execute that, and let me execute this, and now I get my maximum value, which is 35. So that's about how you can further extend your reduce function, which you have already used the lambda, and now you are also using the if else to provide more conditions. So this is just starting, but you can think like not only if else, like if else to have the multiple nested if statements to get the desired output as per your needs. Hey guys, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can apply the lambda function on a nested list. So here I have the score, or let's say I call it scores, and this is a score for the multiple student numbers, student 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, their average attendance, which is 35, 32, 33, 30, 33 and 37, and then finally their number, which is 80, 75, 82, 75 and 60. And our idea is that if a student has got above average attendance, which is 35, greater than or equals to 35, then add 2 more marks into their existing marks, otherwise subtract 2 marks, right? So with the help of this scenario, I will show you how you can access the elements of a multiple of a nested list. Alright, so let's go ahead and first of all specify the above average ABV, above average, which is 35, greater than or equals to 35. And let me just execute this if I have not already executed this. And now let's specify the new marks, right, which is based on the condition that if the attendance over here in each of these elements is greater than or equal to 35, then add 2 numbers over here into the third element of each nested list, otherwise subtract 2 marks from the existing numbers. So since you have already watched my previous videos, which is map, filter and reduce, what you can do is think about, pause this video and think about what really need to be done over here, whether you want to use map or you want to use filter or you want to use reduce, right, and then get the output. So I hope you have paused the video and thought about it, but if not, and then let's go ahead and straight away look into this. So what we'll do is we want to apply this kind of a condition on each of the element. So I want to use map over here, because filter is to reduce the elements list by specifying some filter, and reduce is basically to give you the one single output based on the operation that you are specifying within lambda. And here I want to get each and every element, so I'm using map. Alright, so after that, lambda x colon. Now this is a nested list, and here you have 0, 1 and 2. So what I'll do is x2 plus 2 if x of 1 is greater than ABV underscore ABG, else x2 minus 2 comma scores. Alright, so what we are doing over here is that we are getting this scores nested list over here. Then we are going in each of the third element by accessing using x2 and adding a 2 only if the x1, which is the second element in each of this list, is greater than or equals to 35. Let me specify the equals to sign. Greater than or equals to 35, otherwise we are reducing 2 numbers. Alright, and let me execute this, and as you know, we need to use list to access the elements over here. So now if you see in our first list, since our attendance was above average, I got 2 additional marks, so 82. Over here my attendance is less than average, that means less than 35. I have to reduce 2 marks over here. So what I got is 73. That's perfectly fine. Then over here again reduction of 2 marks, so 80. Then here reduction of 2 marks, 73. And finally 37, addition of 2 marks, which is 62. So that's very easily you can access the nested list and specify a complex operation like this with the help of map, lambda and if-else statement to get the desired output. So that's pretty much all I have for you in this video, and I'll meet you in the new video with a new topic. Hi there, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can use the lambda on dictionary along with the map function to get all of the list of the keys as well as values. Alright, so what I have over here is the sales dictionary, and as you can see we have country as the key, which is a name of each country, and the value as sale, which indicates the numeric value over here, right? So for each country we have respective sales. That's the, let's say, dictionary we have got from our source. Now what we want is we want to access each of the element of key as well as value. Alright, so what I'll do is country underscore key. So let me first of all re-execute this if I have not already done that. So I'll use map function to map it, and then use lambda x colon x, and then specify the key, which is country, comma sales. Let me execute that and let me access it with the help of the list function. So now what I have is, within a list I have all the elements or all the keys of a dictionary. Similarly, let me get the values as well, and similarly I'll write lambda map lambda x colon x and sale comma sales, right? So now I'm accessing this second basically a value of a dictionary. I go and execute that, and let me write country underscore. So now it will not return. So what I'll do is use the list function to get the output. Now I have the list value. So that's how very easily you can access both the keys as well as elements in the separate list with the help of the map and lambda function to get the desired output. So that's pretty much all, very basic thing I wanted to show you in this video about how you can access each of these values separately and store it in a list. And I'll meet you in the next video with some more examples. Hi there, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can apply the filter on dictionaries along with the lambda to filter the values. Well, if you have seen my previous video, let me go a little bit up. What we were doing is we were having the sales dictionary, and then we were accessing the value of keys and value using the lambda function along with the map function. Now what I want to do is utilize the same dictionary and apply the filter. Alright, so sales is what my dictionary is, and what I do is let's say I want to filter the India sales. Alright, is equals to filter lambda x colon x, and then I will specify the country, which is this country equals to, and then India, right, comma sales. I go and execute that, and now I see my object. Well, it will return the filter object. So what I'll do is I will use the list. So here I have my filtered country, which is India, along with its sales value as per my needs. Now let's say you do not want this, or you have other requirement that you want to access only those values which are above 200, that means high sales. So high underscore sales is equals to filter and lambda x colon x sale is your value greater than 200 comma sales. Alright, so if I execute that, and now if I say list high underscore sales, I have the country which are above 200. So we have China 200.2, we have US 300.3 and UK 200.4. So this is how very easily you can filter the country or the text data if you have a need to filter it by text, or if you have a need to filter it by value, then you can also filter it using the filter and lambda function within the dictionary or on the dictionary. So that's pretty much about it, about how you can filter the data of your dictionary and get the desired output with the help of filter function and lambda expression. Hi there, welcome to the next video, and in this video I will show you how you can pass multiple lists to a lambda expression for some sort of an operation. Alright, so here I have two lists. Let me execute that, and it is list 1 with some values, list 2 with some values, and what I want to do is I simply want to add it up just for this example so that you can understand how you can process the multiple list within the lambda expressions. Alright, so before I move ahead, what I really would like to do is I would like to give you a hint that I want to use the map and within the map function I want to use lambda to add this thing up. Now I really want you to pause this video and think about it, how you can really do it. I would really like you to give a try and then watch ahead my video which shows a solution. Alright, so I hope you must have got the desired output, but if you have struggled, then let's see this. List underscore addition, and I want to use map as I mentioned, and within the map I want to use lambda, lambda, not colon over here, but after the specifying the arguments, and the arguments, so since there are two lists, so x comma y, x for the first list, y for the second list, and simply x plus y. That's it. That's what all you need to do, and specify the list 1 and list 2. Similarly, if you have further more lists and want to apply some sort of multiple complex operation, just extend it, right? So if I go ahead and execute that, and if I see the output, list underscore list addition, because if you remember from my previous video, map returns a map object which you can see with the help of the list function. Now 20 plus 50 is 70, 80, 90, 100 and 110. So that's about it, how you can pass on the multiple list within the map function, process it using the lambda expression, and finally show the output. So I'll meet you in the new video, the new topic.